What's going on, Chill Army? DeAndreOg7 here, and today we're diving into a question that's been floating around the Pokemon community for a while now. Are casual players being left behind by competitive Pokemon? I mean, let's be honest. Pokemon was never just about who could EV train the fastest or who had the most optimized spread for their Iron Valiant. For a lot of us, it was about choosing our favorites, naming them something goofy like, I don't know, Fluffy Buns, and taking on the Elite Four like we were 10-year-old legends. But somewhere along the way, things got intense. The competitive side of Pokemon has grown into a full-blown meta machine with online ladders, world championships, and spreadsheets filled with damage calcs. But what does that mean for the rest of us? Is there still room for players who just want to run a team of shinies or bring their beloved Charizard to ranked? Today, we're going to break that all down. Fun versus meta, accessibility versus mastery, and whether the Pokemon franchise is still a home for everyone, not just the competitive elite. So without further ado, kick back, relax, grab your favorite snack, and let's get right into the video. Let's rewind a bit. Back in the day, Pokemon battles were mostly just friendly fights with friends on your Game Boy. Things like IVs, EVs, natures, or breeding weren't really a thing yet. You picked a Pokemon that looked cool, had strong moves, and hoped for the best. But once online play became a thing, and especially when platforms like Pokemon Showdown popped up, the competitive scene exploded. Suddenly, it wasn't enough to just have a Garchomp, you had to have the right Garchomp. Right nature, right IVs, right EVs, and a right moveset. Don't get me wrong, the rise of competitive battling is amazing for people who love that stuff. There's real strategy, there's excitement, and the esports scene can be hype. But here's the kicker. This rise in competitive depth slowly started making the game feel a little less welcoming for everyone else. If you've ever taken a team full of your favorite Pokemon online only to get swept in 5 turns by a hyper-optimized team with Dragapult, Chi-Yu, and Fluttermane, you know what I'm talking about. Casual players often hit a brick wall when they enter the online scene. You might have spent hours bonding with your shiny Luxray, but the moment you enter ranked, it's toast. The meta has rules, and those rules don't really care if your team has heart. What's worse is that a lot of popular Pokemon, fan favorites like Typhlosion, Flygon, and even some of the Evolutions just aren't viable in the current meta, either because their stats are too low or their move pools don't keep up. This creates a harsh disconnect. Casual players want to have fun with the Pokemon they love, but competitive play forces them to use what works, even if it's not what they enjoy. Let's talk about how hard it is to even get into competitive Pokemon these days. Breeding, EV training, minting natures, bottle capping, hyper training, ability capsules. Bro, this is starting to sound like a science class. Yes, Game Freak has made it easier in recent generations with tools like hyper training and mirror herb strategies, but it's still a huge learning curve for new or returning players. If you're a casual fan booting up the game for the first time in years and want to try battling online, you're immediately buried in terminology, mechanics, and preparation time. It can be incredibly off-putting. Imagine just wanting to throw your Arcanine out into a match and someone starts talking about speed tiers and defensive pivots. Like, bro, I just want a vibe. So here's the big question. Has the franchise stopped catering to casual players? Not entirely. There are still plenty of casual-friendly features. The main story in each game is rarely difficult, and you can still play without knowing a single thing about competitive play. But the moment you want to engage with battling beyond that, whether it's in a battle tower, online match, or in a tournament, the game pushes you into the deep end without much support. It's not that casuals are ignored, but more like the system assumes you either don't care about battling at all, or you're ready to become a competitive grinder. Where's the middle ground? There are solutions out there. Rental teams were a great step, letting players use fully trained Pokémon without all the prep. We need more of that. Sandbox battle modes, accessible tutorials, difficulty sliders, and formats like no meta ladders that ban top tier threats could help too. Games like Pokemon Legends Arceus showed that Game Freak can experiment, so why not apply that to battle formats? Imagine a mode where you only battle with Pokemon from your Pokedex, or a draft mode where everyone starts fresh with randomized teams. Something that keeps things fun without requiring you to study like it's finals week. Even something as simple as letting players pick their favorite 6 without being punished will go a long way. I'll be real with y'all. Before I started doing my Pokemon Scarlet and Violet battle streams, heck, before I even knew anything about EV training or building competitive sets, back in like the 3DS days, X and Y and Sun and Moon, I used to try online battles all the time. I wanted to climb the ladder and prove myself, But every time I brought a team that wasn't optimized to hell and back, I got bodied. I wasn't having fun anymore. It became a grind, and I started asking myself, why am I doing this? To prove I'm good? Or because I love Pokemon? So I stopped for a bit, focused on playing the game my way, breeding shinies I liked, doing casual battles with friends, and guess what? I started enjoying Pokemon again. Not because I was winning, but because I was having fun. So, are casual players being left behind? To a degree, yeah. The current structure of competitive battling doesn't do the best job of welcoming newer or more laid-back players. The gap between casual and competitive has never been wider, but the good news is it's not reversible. The Pokemon Company just needs to recognize that there's value in both playstyles, let competitive players have their hardcore modes, and give casual fans more entry points and fun formats that don't require hours of grinding or a master's in stat math. At the end of the day, Pokemon is supposed to be a game for everyone, whether you're out to win worlds or just want to solo the league with a team full of Magikarps. So let me pass the question to you. Do you think that casual players are being left behind by the competitive scene? Have you ever tried ranked and bounced off, or maybe you found a way to enjoy battling your own way? Drop a comment down below and let's talk about it. If you like this video, give it a like. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend who's also a little tired of always seeing the same 6 Pokemon online. But until next time, trainers, play your way, stay chill, and I'll see you in the next video.